I'm going to be taking the garlic out now. Really, this should have come out quite a while. Like most people, it's suffering with rust and that, but when I've left garlic in for too long in the past, what it has actually done, it's like rotted off all of a sudden. But I'm going to have a look, see what we got, and then I'll bring you back. There's an awful lot of weeds in here at the moment. I ain't done no weeding for a good while. So, let's see what it brings us. The neck's rotted off one or two already, you see. I just found out, but there's two varieties in here. This one's called Allotment, and the other one is called, down the bottom, called Marco. And lifting up the bulb, mono bulb again, they'll look as though it's split. And really, these have been in for quite a long time. Pathetic again. Really are looking good, folks. Well, what I've lifted so far of the mine, it's absolute rubbish. Really disappointed with it. What I'm going to have a look at now is lift a few of these, and these are the old trusted variety called Marco. And to be fair, them are looking the same. So, what I'll do, I'll fetch them all out and I'll show you what we've got at the end. So folks, it's the grand total of our garlic harvest for this year, and I must say I'm very, very disappointed. On here we got the Allotment, and the bulbs have produced, quite a lot of them are still mono bulbs, haven't even split, and there's no size whatsoever of them. These was new bulbs at the beginning of this year, so I can't blame them. It's been reproduced old stock. And across here is the Marco. They usually give a good crop, and again them looking a bit pitiful. So I know the soil is good. I've fertilised it before I planted out and during while I was growing. So maybe it's time to have a rethink. Do I need to put them in a different place for next year? I'm just having a look at this allium bed now, and about time I think I got the shallots out. I've not planted as many as I usually do, but what I've got, I should say it's an average crop, and all these are used for pickled onions anyway, so there's more than enough for me. So I'm going to lift these up, give the bed a little top dress of superphosphates, and then I'll be ready for planting the leeks out in probably a week or so. So here's the shallots now. I've put them into some mushroom trays just to help the drying out process. There's more than I actually thought there was. So these now are going to be put into the coal frame over there, along with what I can call garlic. So there we are. There's the, say the garlic's in the back. What I'm going to do is actually put the glass lights on the top with a piece of wood underneath to get some airflow in, but it'll give a bit more heat inside and also protect them when we get more rain. We've got an early start this morning because they specifically want to thin these carrots out. They're a bit bigger than they actually like, really. I want them to be thinned out before now, but not to worry. What I do is I'll pick the strongest stem out the bunch and cut the others off just below soil level, rather than pulling them out and risk damaging the roots. I do it early morning or late evening all because there seems to be less carrot root fly activity. So I'm going to get this net off and get it underway. Right, that's that job done. If it's the first time you've ever done this, you might be alarmed when you see the state of the plants, what's left. But providing you haven't damaged the root of the remaining plant, you'll be okay. Bear in mind that some of these had 2, 3, even 4 other plants around them supporting them, and you've just taken away that support, that's all. What I've done now is put the EnviroMesh cover back on the top, and I'll give them a watering through the mesh with an ultra fine spray. Get it as fine as you can, more or less just a mist, just to dampen the soil again, and within a day or two they'll be standing upright. With those now safely tucked under the cover, going to be having a look at this one. Just got to top that up with a bit of more sifted soil, and then we'll sow those exactly the same as the original tank. Okay, that's the second tank all sown now. I'll put a couple of chocks of wood under each side, put the polycarb lid on. I'll give them a good gap underneath for airflow, but at the same time keep a bit of heating and also protect them should we have any heavy rain. I think it's about time now I've got the leeks out. 3 varieties this year. I've got the mammoth pot leek, autumn giant 2, and my usual favourite, the Musselburgh. Musselburgh is not quite as advanced as the rest of these because they've been overcrowded in the pot. But I'm sure once I get them out into the open ground, they'll soon perk up. So let's get going. First ones I'm going to do are the mammoth pot leeks. As you can see, there's a decent root ball on there. What I'm just going to do is just pop these into a bucket of water and tease the roots out. I've already put the rows in the ground up there, and I've done 4 rows of 12, so that's 48 in total. This is the current state of the leeks. As I said before, 12 in a row. The first 2 are pot leeks, then I've got a further 3 rows here. There's the autumn giant 2. We're forecast 26 degrees today and probably the next couple of days, and it's quite close to approaching that now. So I'm going to call it a day for this one on the leeks at the moment. Regarding the Musselburgh, I've actually divided the pot into 3 and potted those up, which will then hopefully thicken them up, and then we can put them out probably another 2 or 3 weeks time. No rush. Well, we've got a early morning start today. So start, nothing really. I'm just doing a bit of successional sowing. I've got some spring onions to do, lettuce, and because we're approaching the end of June now, it's probably the last sowing of beetroot that I'll be doing. At this time of the year, I don't tend not to do much on the allotment. Everything's planted. Long gone are the days where I went looking for work. Now I'm just enjoying my rewards. In fact, yesterday I spent most of the day watching sport. There was darts on, the motor racing, and best of all, my favourite of all is the Tour de France. I tend to watch most of the stages live, so it can be a 4 or 5 hour viewing in front of the TV. Right, I'm not sure what the weather holds today. Strange thing on the weather front and all. I've had a couple of warnings come through that we could have some freak heat waves on the way because the temperatures have dropped a little bit, which is not too bad. But the other thing is, I think it's late next week, we may have some temperatures overnight falling below 10 degrees. So if that's going to happen, I'm going to be popping a bit of fleece around my butternut squash and that. I don't want them to succumb to the cold weather again. Anyway, crack on. I've had a clear out of the Vegepod. There was turnips predominantly in here. I got some out, but a lot of them had gone to seed. I think it's actually a bit too warm. And the same again for the spring onions. They seem to be doing very well in here. So what I'm going to put in here, I think, is some beetroot. And these one will be coming out golf ball size. Also, I've got the tail end of some lettuce there. I'm going to start picking them now before they start to get to seed. Well, the Vegepod's all planted up now. I had a little bit of a change of plan. That's what usually happens working on the fly. You can see on the end there I've got a beetroot bolt hardy row. Moving along, I've got some spinach called Amelia, and another row there, rocket gracia. And I've done 2 more rows of spring onion. These are ramrod. Although these have been very, very good for me over the years, this year have been dreadful germination, so I'm going to give them one more try. And so that's the Vegepod all planted up. Just put the cover on. I've actually planted 3 more quarter trays of lettuce, but because they would prefer cooler germination, they got in the allotment greenhouse. The cucumbers have started coming thick and fast. These mini munch are absolutely laden with flowers, so hopefully all them will turn into fruits. And so I've probably picked about 4 so far this week, and there's another 2 down there, be ready in the next day or 2. Well, as we approach the last day of June, can you believe it? The temperature's dropped. It went to 9 degrees overnight, and we had some overnight rain. But it's not all bad news, because one of the last jobs for this month I want to do is actually thin out the parsnips, remove the collars. But first of all, I've got to do some weeding. Now this frame has done really well. It gives it a bit of protection, and the green cover adds a bit of heating. But once I've removed the collars, I'm still going to leave the actual cage on there, because it does protect if we get any damage from the foxes and that, because they're still hunting round. I notice there's holes all over other people's plots. Anyway, let's crack on. Well, that's all the hoeing done now. Initially I thought all the parsnip stations are taken, but there's 2 missing here. And there's a couple of reasons I think that's happened. First of all, I've got the cage on, but on top of that I've got the green debris netting, and I've left that on a little bit too long, and I'm searching for light, and I've started to go a bit leggy. The may have collapsed. The other thing was the peas had got a bit rampant and started encroaching over, but I've put a bit of plastic board up there to hold them back. So I've thinned these down now just to 1 plant per station. I'll leave them for a while, see if they'll pick up, and if they're still going to be a bit leggish, what I'll do, I've left the collars on, I'll just top that off with fine sifted salt to give them that bit of extra support. So as I said before, I'm still going to put this mesh over the top, just to give them that bit of extra protection from the wandering fox. I can get plenty of light like that. So that's about it for this one. Many thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.